Hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to my channel.
Happy
Well,
birthday. It's her birthday.
Well, I really didn't want to say that, but anyway, it's my birthday. But I wanted to do a video today, and I have a video that I did a long time ago that's called ham and cheese hot pockets. But this is going to be more like, I don't really know what to call this yet. But I don't know if I'm going to make it a Stromboli or just a flavored bread, but I'm going to make it like a pizza dough. But I'm going to make I need to use some ham, pepperoni, and some cheese in my refrigerator. And I want it to be spicy, but I thought I'd bring you along because it's going to be, I think it's going to come out really, really well. And it doesn't really matter how you shape it, I guess, just as long as the flavors are all there, right? But I thought I'd bring you along, and I'll get the title straight once I start working with it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would encourage you and like you to subscribe to my channel for more delicious recipes. I'm trying to get to 2,000. I'm so close. I'm so close, and I'm so happy and so thankful. And I'm so grateful that you like to watch my videos and the way I cook. And I only want to get better. And thank you so much for being here. And let's get started, because the first thing I did was put my yeast in a cup to make sure that it's still good, because I haven't baked bread in a while, so I'm a little out of practice. But let's get going. Move my mixer so you could see better or not. I apologize if I reach over, but I went ahead and started. This is about a cup of water, and I heated it to about 100 degrees, and I put a teaspoon and a half of yeast in here, and I put 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. I like to add a tiny bit of sugar to my pizza doughs and my bread doughs. I just like that flavor that it gives. So you want to put that in there. It's a pretty basic recipe. Oh, and look, I didn't mix it well enough because part of my sugar stayed at the bottom of the thing, but that's okay. So let's stir this in. Oh, and I can smell it. I haven't smelled that smell in so long. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. I usually just use about 2 to 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, like that. And I'm going to use bread flour today. And I'm going to, first let's put our salt. I'm going to add a teaspoon and a half of salt. And I like to use kosher salt. And then we're going to add some flavorings. But first I like to get the flour in. And I'm going to start with, I always start with less flour. And I'll try to write the ingredients down under the video. It seems like I have a recipe binder, actually. And sometimes I just don't even get it out. I just kind of mix dough just by eye. And it's probably not the proper way to do it. I have to show you guys this bread book that I have. It's got the whole history about bread. It's really interesting. Let's do 2. It's going to be about 2 1/4 cups. And I always like to add, this is my new favorite ingredient, is semolina. I like to add that. You don't have to have this. I just kind of like the texture and the flavor that it gives the pizza dough. I'm going to add 1/4 cup. And I usually cut the camera off when I'm mixing the dough because my mixer is pretty loud. And I could cut the music in and all that jazz, but I really don't know how to do that. But anyway, I'm going to start mixing it.
And we'll come back whenever
And I'll show you the texture. And you'll have to scrape down the sides of the bowl, but I'll show you.
Yeah. Wait, you want me to
I'll show you what it looks like right now. It looks like you'll want it to clean the sides of the bowl. And it's starting to do that. And I didn't even have to scrape it down yet. But I added like about 2 more tablespoons of the semolina. Anyway, it's looking pretty good. I may have to add about... You want to let it go for a little while. And you want it to clean the sides of the bowl. And then that's when I like to see if I need to add more flour or not. I want to give it a chance to mix a little while before I start adding flour, because sometimes in the past I've gotten impatient. I added a little bit too much flour and you end up with a stiff dough. So you don't want it to be too stiff. I like a tender dough. Anyway, I'm going to add a little garlic powder to my dough. I'm going to go ahead and just put that in now. And this, you season to your taste. I just put a little bit, just a little bit to flavor it. And I also like to add a little Italian seasoning or oregano or basil. But I just put a little bit of that in. I love the color it gives and the flavor. But you could totally put this on top of well, if you're making pizza, you could put it in there. But let me show you. I'm going to mix it up. And so it's getting pretty sticky now. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. Actually, I'm going to add a tablespoon of flour now. But I just would do a tablespoon at a time. And then give it a chance to mix in. So I'll be back. Another view. And you can see it's sticking to the bottom a little bit. And I like it to stick a little bit to the bottom. So added a half of a tablespoon. But I'm going to put my timer on the oven for 4 minutes. And I'm just going to knead it on about 3 for... And I think I'm going to add a little bit more flour. That's 2. Let's put on 3. It got stickier just while I was talking to you. It's very humid here today. It actually rained most of the day. So anyway, let me put my timer on, and then that's probably all I'm going to do, and then we'll be back. Okay, here's the dough, and it's coming up. See how it's just right. Just see how that gluten, and it's just a tiny bit sticky. But I'll put this. Sometimes I use glass bowls for videos, so you guys can see. But these are really my favorite bowls. These little metal bowls, and so I put. Actually, this one's not little. Olive oil right here, and I like to take this olive oil, put it on my hand, and just neatly take it off my dough hook. And this is really nice dough. I can smell the garlic. I love the texture. See, it's just, hope you can see that. It's just right, not too stiff, but see how I can touch it and it's soft, but it's not sticking to my hands. That's kind of what you're going for. And I got lucky today because I am going to practice, like I said. But anyway, you just want to make it to a little ball and just plop it. And you want to coat it all around with the olive oil. And I always tell y'all, well, in case anybody's new, I like to turn my oven on to bake and preheat it till it says about 100 degrees. And my oven gets really hot. Some people do it up to 200, but I only do it to 100. And then I turn it off, leave the light on, so I can give my yeast dough just a little head start. So hopefully I'll let this rise for about 45 minutes. You could wait an hour, whatever. You could actually let it rise, punch it down again, let it rise again. That develops more flavor. But anyway, we're going to let this one go for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then I've got to get my ingredients ready. I'm going to show you what we're going to make this bread, what we're going to put in this. Cover this with plastic wrap or a tea towel before you put it in the oven. I have a tea towel somewhere. So I'll just cover it. And then I put it in my oven like this. Okay, we're going to I took the dough out and I preheated the oven to 400. I don't know if I already said that. I'm sorry. Here's the dough. And it's just right. I guess if you want to call it just right. That's what I call it. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use it all. I don't want to make a huge... And I really don't even... I bought a new board, but guys, by the way, it's a cheap one, but I still have to tape it, unfortunately. But the dough is just right. And you can roll it out as thin or as thick as you want. I don't know if I'm going to use all of it. Let me make some room. So let's just roll it out. And here's all my ingredients laid out. You can basically add whatever you like inside yours. And I'm not that great at rolling out a perfect shape. I'm trying to roll a rectangle or a square, but and I'm going to put just a little bit of marinara sauce. And basically, you could leave that out and you could actually dip it in marinara sauce. That's probably what we're going to do. So I'm going to just roll this out. I'm going to cut this. It's very good and elasticy. Is that a word even? Sorry. Okay. The reason I want it a little bit thinner is because I don't want it to have to bake for hours and hours or But I do like a soft dough. Hope you can see that. Let's see. Okay. Now I'm just gonna add just a thin coat of marinara sauce, and you could totally. I'm just using just some marinara sauce that I bought. This one's pretty good. It's a little sweet. I need a little spoon. Yeah, we couldn't decide what to make today, but I needed to use some pepperoni and some ham in my refrigerator. I haven't made one of these in probably a couple of years, but it's really good. I don't want this to leak out too much, so I'm just going to put a thin layer. And this one's a little chunky, but I have some fresh mozzarella cheese. Not fresh, it's the kind that you grate yourself. I don't care for fresh that much. I know people are going to say, oh, I can't believe that. But so basically I'm going to just take my ham. This is just smoked ham. And I don't have any exact measurements because it's kind of, you know, I like it a little meaty. So I'm just going to add, and I might have to cut off the ends as well. And this is pepperoni from the deli. I love the pepperoni from the deli. It's so tasty. I was going to make just a bread with cheese, pepperoni, and jalapenos, but then we started talking about this, and this sounded really good. So you just kind of spread it out the best you can. This pepperoni is excellent on top of a pizza. It bakes up nice and crispy. I don't want I didn't cut my ends very straight. But you do want to leave a little bit of a border so you can roll this up. And you can roll it up like jelly roll fashion. You can make, also you could make pepperoni and cheese balls. You just take a piece of dough, roll it out, put the pepperoni and cheese in the center, and then you seal it and you bake those, and then you dip those in marinara sauce. That's delicious too. I actually got that idea a long time ago from Laura in the Kitchen. I used to watch her channel all the time. It seems like a lot of channels I don't watch the same anymore. It's my tastes change all the time. It depends on what I am interested in at the moment. And this is totally, I'm going to add just a little bit of this fresh jalapeno. Not much, because I'm going to put some red pepper flakes. And I'm also saving some for a pasta dish that I'm making. I'm going to stretch this out. Make this a little even. Pizza dough, it just stretches great. This would be it. You could just make this a pizza on a sheet pan. It would be delicious. Now, I do like fresh Parmesan cheese, and this is the mozzarella. I just sliced it instead of grating it. You know what? I better lay it, let's see. Depends on how I'm going to roll this up. I might be causing myself a little problem here. Like I said, haven't made this in a long time. But as long as you use the good ingredients, usually it comes out pretty well. And we like a lot of cheese. Ella doesn't like a lot of like olives or bell pepper. I like everything. Mushrooms.
Olives are fine. I just don't like bell peppers.
I didn't know you liked olives.
I mean, it depends on my mood.
Oh, she's not in the mood today. I'm going to cut a little bit of these edges off.
They just take over everything, you know?
I like the black olives. They're not too strong. The Parmesan's pretty salty, so you have to be careful, but it's so tasty. Okay, now I'm going to move this out of my way and get my pan close to me so I can pick it up. Oh, we're going to put a little bit of this. I don't know if I should put this on the top or in the dough. Ella, what do you think? The red pepper flakes. Put it inside or outside?
A little bit both.
Okay, let's do a little bit on the inside. You can also put this in your dough while you're kneading it, and it's really good. So, I have to figure out how I'm going to roll this up. I do want it to be a little straighter, and I don't want a lot of excess dough. And you could save this Make you a little mini pizza. Also, pizza dough, if you put it in the refrigerator and use it the next day, it even has more flavor. It's really good. I should make it more often, to be honest with you. All right, I'm gonna stretch this, cut this little piece off. And I don't know, I'm gonna try to not block the camera, but I think I might block it a little bit. Elle, I need the pan close to me so I can pick it up, because we stacked this pretty full. Let me get the pan. And I just put a piece of parchment paper here. And this is gonna be quite full. It's almost like cinnamon rolls, but it's stuffed with pizza. Okay, now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna actually cut this excess off, because you want a little bit to be able to seal it, but I don't want an extreme amount of dough, and I want to seal the edges. And you just pull it, and then I probably cut, you know what, I cut too much off the edges, but that's okay. It might leak out a little bit. Just tuck it under. You could put this in a loaf pan. I'm gonna push mine down a little bit, seam side down, and then I'm gonna put it on my pan. I'm actually gonna make sure I seal the edges up just a little bit better. Push it down. I don't want it to be too tall. And I'm actually gonna cut a couple of slits in here for it to steam. And I was gonna sprinkle it with jalapenos, but I think that would be overkill. It might be too, you should use a knife to do this as well, not this thing. Okay, I'm gonna take my olive oil, and I want it to be just the right shape. I know I'm kind of fussing with it. I'm gonna take olive oil. I'm just gonna let her pour it. I'm gonna brush it with my hand. Olive oil. No, I was gonna use my hand. Olive oil is gonna give it a pretty color, nice and golden brown crust. And you could also add garlic powder, but we already put it in the dough, so we're not gonna put it. Don't put too many, Elle. It's gonna be really spicy. You know we like our spice. That's good. So this is gonna bake probably for about 30 minutes, but I think it's gonna be really, really good. Anyway, we'll show you what it looks like when it comes out, and I'll tell you exactly how long. And by the way, my oven is on convection 400. If you're using a regular oven, I would do 425. And anyway, that's it. So we're gonna put it in the oven and say a prayer that it comes out just right. Guys, it baked for about 20 minutes. We had a little bit of leakage right here, but that's normal. It's gonna happen. We brushed a little bit of olive oil at the top because I missed some spots, but we're gonna let that cool a little bit. But you see, ow, I touched the pan. Damn, sorry. I touched the pan. I don't know. I'm not with it today. I apologize. But anyway, I can tell by feeling it that it should be cooked all the way through. And that's one reason I rolled it thin, so I wouldn't have really thick bread pieces in the center. But it smells wonderful, and we're going to let it cool for a little while before we cut it open. But we'll be back and do a taste test for you. This is so good. The dough what am I trying to say? It's cooked perfectly on the outside. See the bottom? It's a little crispy, but it's soft on the inside. And we probably overstuffed it, but what's new? We always overdo it, but we like a lot of cheese and stuff. Ella's gonna dip hers in marinara sauce, but I just want a little bite like this. And that pepperoni is so good. Mmm. And the cheeses. I definitely like to season my dough. I would do that. But the marinara sauce is really good. I like that brand. But the block mozzarella is trying what I've been trying to say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you try this Stromboli recipe, and I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to get to 2,000. I appreciate it so much. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.